just getting ready to leave from Scissors Crossing outside of Julian, and I wanted to show you there was some apple juice and some orange juice in this cooler, and then in this cooler also with some ice, and then there was some pastries left by a wonderful trail angel this morning. Trail angel is someone who just does things for hikers, and they're pretty awesome. There's another trail angel named Professor that puts the water under the bridge for us thirsty hikers. And we stayed over here last night where my pack is, and there's a couple of nice chairs that live under here, so it was a very comfortable night on top of the sand. And we're going to head out this direction when we leave this morning and walk along the highway a little bit and then start climbing a lovely hill. It's going to be a great day.
Different types of cactuses.
We're just starting to see these fat cactuses. And then we got these guys. They grow up a little taller. And those look pretty cool. And then we still have these cactuses. So a lot of diversity out here. We're just walking up a hill coming out of Scissors Crossing, but it's not as bad as the one out of Hauser Canyon that was toward the beginning. It's warming up here. Well, it's a little windy, but here's another new type of cactus. He's got some blooms on him. These just showed up. Never know what you're gonna find around the corner here. Let me look back there. That underpass there is where we spent the night last night at Scissors Crossing. And this cactus, he looks kind of fuzzy. I'm not gonna touch those spines to find out because I'm pretty sure he doesn't feel very fuzzy. So we found this little patch of shade here, and I got a rock to sit on, a little shelf to put my water on, and what's left of my noon electrolytes from this morning. And I'll have those, and I'm gonna eat this RX bar for my second breakfast. And now I'm eating some peanut butter cookies from Mom's Cafe in Julian. Mom's Cafe gives PCT hikers a free piece of pie a la mode and their choice of some drinks. We had apple cider, and since the pie was free and they recommended that we go next door to buy a sandwich on special, we got us some yummy peanut butter cookies. Okay, here's a nice view of where we've come from. I don't know if you can see the trail over there. And then we're looking at these mountains. We're hiking along some fairly smooth, fairly flat trail today, at the moment anyway. Because you never can tell with this. And then we get to admire these pretty blooming cactuses. I don't think the camera picks it up, but these rocks have little gold and silver colored speckles, and then the trail does too, so makes it nice. And there's these little trees. But yep, just having a nice day today. Thank goodness the wind's blowing, it cools us off. Then we come up here and we have the gloomy cactus, and we have these little guys poking up out of it, and next to this cactus and this plant here. So always something to look at here in the desert. And here's some cute little green blossoms, and there's a little bee in there. There was. This is our view. You see those shadows that the clouds are making over there. We would love to be in one of those spots. But as long as the breeze keeps blowing, it's all right. So, yeah. Been a good day. We're moving along pretty good. 6.25 miles already. Or, sorry, 6.4 miles. But the trail's been pretty level. It just keeps skimming along the edges of the mountains. And then we just have all these cool rock shapes to look at. All these different colors in them. So, it's a good day. Here is the spot I have picked for camp. There's our backpack sitting there getting ready to take out all of our stuff. We're going to set the tent up right here. And this is the view that we get to admire in camp. There's Frack. Okay, then we stake out the footprint first for underneath the tent. And then we put the tent up. And then we hook this little guy in the middle here that we did not hook. And that gives us lots of room inside the tent. And then down there is a little loft to put most of our gear. Is where we store most of our gear at night. We take pretty much everything out of our packs at night. And it all has places where it goes, all along the edges, and in the pockets by our heads, and in the pockets up here. And after we get this set up, if it's not raining, which it hasn't been, we put everything in the tent. Okay, and this is what it looks like with everything in here. We have our sleeping mats and pillows, and we've gotten out our jammies, and then we shake out the quilt, and then we just kind of toss it down there so we're not sitting on it while we're doing stuff. And we put our backpacks down there and our stuff in the loft. And we put everything pretty much in the same spots every night. Take almost everything out of our pack, and that way we know where everything is when we go to pack up in the morning. So for my dinner tonight, I have chosen 4 cheese mashed potatoes and hickory smoked tuna creations. And Jeff has decided that he is going to have stroganoff with hickory smoked tuna. This is the view that we are leaving. We are coming around this corner here, and this is what we get around the corner. And here is the lovely trail we're walking this morning. We got some bad news this morning on Facebook. It turns out that Montezuma Valley Market had a fire last night and it burned down, and that is where we sent our first resupply and our microspikes, and had planned on taking a 0. And they've been working really hard this year, stepping up to make sure that they could take the place of Warner Springs, which had its services drop off quite a bit. So sorry for Montezuma Valley Market. What an awful thing. Thought this guy deserved a record because he's kind of tall and he's kind of big, so he's making an effort here. And here's a view. We just got done hanging out in the shade for a while and having some lunch, kicking back because we went to it's called the Third Gate Water Cache to get some water. It's about 15 miles out of Scissors Crossing. And then the next water after that is another 10 miles past Third Gate Water Cache. So that would be a 25-mile water carry. So thank you to the Trail Angels who maintain that Third Gate Water Cache. And I was talking to you about my resupply box. So resupply is when a hiker goes into town and gets food and whatever for the next stretch of trail. And a resupply box is when a hiker sends that forward to another place. And we had sent a resupply box to Montezuma Valley Market. So that is unfortunately probably gone in the fire, which pales in comparison to their problems. But our microspikes were in there, and I mentioned that. The microspikes are a traction device to help you with the snow. But we can hitchhike into Idlewild from Paradise Valley Cafe and go to a gear shop and get a pair if we need them to go over Mount San Jacinto and Mount Baden-Powell. So we are fine. Going uphill a bit. Here's some pretty flowers by the trail on the cactus. And then we look up and it's an award-winning view. Starting with our trail, which you can see winding over there. And all these mountains. So, pretty cool. Came around the corner to this view. I was checking it out. The thing that really got me interested was look at that green mountain, middle of the desert. We're about 6/10 of a mile from where we plan to camp for tonight. Oh, and here is another gate. Come up on these every so often. Sometimes we have to open them, and sometimes we don't. And this time, we don't have to open it, which always makes you wonder, what purpose is the gate serving? Horned toad here chilling out on this rock. Unfortunately, we're gonna camp here, so he's going to be disturbed pretty soon. But he looks pretty comfortable there. Okay, we're 96.1 miles along the trail, and there's this little cave here. There's a couple of different caves in the desert. This one's the smaller one. It's pretty wild. Looks like a coffin in there. Here's our view. Looks like a nice place to live down there. Hot, but nice. And then here's our trail. A little bit of uphill this morning, but nothing major. Just a beautiful morning. With a nice breeze. You can see this view. You can see the trail that we're heading toward. can see where we were hiking from. There behind Frack. And then, so pretty. And the trail's a little bit rocky, but for the most part, it's been pretty nice and cruisy this morning. Just kind of easy ups and easy downs. Beautiful morning. Can't tell if you can see the helicopter.
Huh?
I can't tell if the helicopter's in the frame or not. I don't know. Anyways, we're hiking through these trees. This is a kind of a new thing because I mean I can see them all over the whole mountain. So maybe that's what was responsible for the green mountain I saw yesterday. Because they are currently everywhere. And pretty cool looking actually. I like them. And we have these flowers. So yeah, kind of a pleasant time. I had to stop for a view check. So we're rounding a corner. There was more to look at. You can look at some of this trail. Still pretty nice, just cruising along the sides of the mountains. Getting real close to 100 miles. And getting close to water too, so, you know, double bonus. Okay, I came up around the corner and I came upon something, and I don't know if I'll be able to show it with me in the picture. Let's see. I saw somebody trying to, but nope, it doesn't look like it. So you're just gonna have to look and see from the front. 100 miles, baby. Woo! Now we'll take a picture of Jeff coming across that 100 miles. Come on, Frack, cross that 100-mile marker. All right. Woo-hoo-hoo! How's that feel?
Great.
Have you ever walked 100 miles before?
Never walked 100 miles before.
Woohoo! You have now.
I know.
A little view action here. Where we been? And what we've got for a view, and then I wanted to show you this lovely bush, because these bushes with these yellow flowers, you come across them a lot and they're very pretty and they smell nice. I wanted to make sure to catch some video because everything's always changing, and I wanted to catch video of those before we no longer had them with us. It turns out that our box is one of the boxes that was saved from the fire. So we're gonna open her up and see how everything is inside. And everything looks good. Our microspikes are in here. We're gonna play some tug of war with those to make sure that they're still intact and didn't get too hot. But everything's in here. All the goodies.
Everything looks good.
Everything looks like it made it through just fine. Okay, awesome possum. I just figured you guys would want to know. Anyway, we're staying at the Mountain Valley Retreat, and this is where we get to sleep tonight. Is in this awesome fifth wheel. So, and they're really super nice here, so this will be
Sure.
nice. Okay, and then there's an outdoor shower. Which, this will actually be really nice. I think I'm going to go ahead and use this. We have the option to go inside, but it looks like fun to be out here and do it.